Hey, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. It's wonderful that you came to visit us one more week. Hey, this has been a really busy week so far, Denise.
Oh, yes. Starting from this
Oh,
morning,
yeah.
the CPI report came out.
Yeah.
In addition to that, we just got all the numbers for the end of December, the housing data. So we're excited about that.
All 10 counties.
All 10 counties. And we also have a little bit of January we've already been reporting on as well. So it's a lot.
Yeah,
It's
it is a lot. Well, let's get started with the CPI report. There was a lot of anticipation over the last couple of days, especially that the CPI, of course, that's the Consumer Price Index report, was going to show numbers up over 3% for the amount of inflation that occurred in the last 12 months. Well, truth be known, in great news, it came in actually under 3%. As you may remember, last month it came in about 2.7. The month before a little lower, and the month before that a little lower still. So the good news is that it came in under 3% for the month of December, ending up 2024 at 2.9%. And we'll talk a little bit more about the impact of that a little later, but it was really good news. Not really anticipated, but it is really good news, I think, for the future.
Yes, because everybody's on pins and needles about that for sure.
We seem to be.
In terms of the data that we have all the numbers from Market Stats by Showing Time. We cover Northern Virginia, the 10 counties that we cover within that. And it's all for the end of December. So let's go ahead and share that with you.
Yeah, let's get started. Okay, the median sold price in December was $660,000.
So this is down 1.5% from last month, but actually it's up a healthy 5% from last year, which is really good for any return on investment.
Yeah, absolutely. The number of homes sold in December was 2,073.
And that was excellent news because it's up 4% from last month and a whopping 29% from last year.
29%.
Yes, there was activity. I think a lot of the homes that were sitting for a while finally got sold and are moving off of the inventory for sure.
Yeah, and beyond Northern Virginia, you're hearing this almost nationwide. As I've listened to some of the reports over the last week, it seems like almost nationwide, 29% is a huge number,
Yes.
For Northern Virginia, but nationwide, those numbers are going up as well.
Yes, that's good.
All right, the number of days on the market in December, and of course, this is the time frame in which a property goes on the market as active, and then when it goes under contract, was 25 days.
Yes, and this is up 2 days from the previous month and 1 day from the previous year. And everyone, all the agents who are working are saying it's taking longer for homes to go under contract. That's for sure.
Yeah, and remember, we were talking and discussing these numbers earlier. You had mentioned it wasn't all that long ago that we were, 13 days on the market, 15 days on the market. So in that perspective, it's changed pretty dramatically up to 25 days. All right, the number of homes for sale at the end of December was 1,840.
And this is down 21% from the previous month, but not surprising considering this is the winter season. And traditionally, this month tends to be slower. And to show that, comparing it to December of 2023, it's exactly the same.
Wow.
So that tells you it's more a seasonal trend that people don't tend to put their homes on the market in December.
Yeah, that's good insight. Well, again, the CPI report, we talk about how does that impact home buying. And I think, we've got a federal report at the end of January. It's on the 29th, so we'll bring you that result as well. And the anticipation, I think, based upon some of these inflation numbers, the CPI reports kind of gradually working their way up closer to that 3%, is that there's probably not going to be a federal funds rate reduction at this January announcement. It's hard to say, there may be that energy that builds up. A lot can happen in the next 2 weeks. But the anticipation is that the federal funds rate will probably only make, as we predicted before, maybe like 2 changes in 2025. We don't believe that January is going to be one of those changes.
And I think the silver lining, Ray, is that For the last couple of months, whatever the Federal Reserve has done has not affected mortgage
Yeah.
interest rate.
No,
So
remember we reported it actually sent the mortgage interest rates up,
So
right?
the fact that they're only saying they might lower it twice, I really don't know if I
Yeah.
can
Who's to
predict
say, right?
what will happen to mortgage interest rates.
Yeah.
This morning I checked it, we're at 7.143. It's been a long time since we've been over 7%, but I think more and more we're seeing these higher numbers, even though they predicted that they would gradually be
Right.
going down. So I think it's kind of like we just have to wait and see what 2025 brings for mortgage interest rates for
Yes, so
sure.
true. And then the CPI reports, again, they're out monthly. But when these were announced this morning, apparently the Dow Jones, I mean, from an optimistic standpoint and how well the economy can do when there's optimistic information, it shot up almost right after the opening, up almost over 650
Wow.
points right after this announcement. So it's, I think there's still that energy that everybody wants information, good information, positive information. So a lot of that, I think, is still to come. But overall, the market seems to be optimistic. I mean, certainly there's more inventory coming on the
Yes.
market. Prices, while they're not going up a staggering amount monthly, I mean, 5% last year, that's a
Yes.
pretty good number.
That is.
So I think there's still a lot of optimism there that the market is still going to hold strong. No imminent catastrophes here in front of us, at least in the near future.
Right.
So we'll continue to bring you that update as we can.
Yeah, and for home sellers, if you're thinking of selling your home, be aware inventory is going up. And
Yeah.
for you, that means more competition, which means your home has to stand out. So the two most important things, and it feels like I'm repeating videos we made maybe 2
Right.
years ago, pricing and preparation.
Yeah.
Make sure you're priced properly.
Absolutely essential.
Don't think about that summer when your neighbor's house went for 100,000 over asking. That's kind of gone. Be more realistic with your pricing and actually pay a lot of attention to the condition of your home and how you're presenting that to the buyers, because you really need to stand out now.
Yeah.
And for home buyers, it's a great opportunity. There's a lot of negotiations taking place.
There are.
Contingencies are back, home inspections. We're seeing even contingent on home sales. So a lot of these things that were gone 2-3 years ago coming right back.
Yeah, if the buyer's neighbor was able to get a 3.5% interest rate, don't depend that you're going to be able to do that now. And we
True.
probably, predict that this is going to continue it will probably work its way back down. But that 6 to 7% is probably what you now buyers should probably forecast and budget towards. And there's always that opportunity to refinance afterwards.
That's true.
Well, as always, we really hope the information that we bring to you each week is valuable. And we look forward to, again, keeping you updated, on these statistics, on these federal funds rate numbers by the CPIs. All this kind of rolls in together to kind of form the marketplace that's here in Northern Virginia.
Yes.
So we'll continue to bring that to you as we can. And we look forward to seeing you very soon.
Yes. And remember, if you're thinking of buying or selling a home, this is the time to reach out to us. We're happy to help you.
Yeah. We'll look forward to seeing you next week.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.